Welcome back, guys, to Trails to Azure, where last episode, after talking to Miles at the library, we set out towards the Stargazer's tower to do recon on the books within to add them in future to the city's collection, fighting through the start of Ursula Road to enter a devoid of enemies tower and begin our climb only to find all but a few of the books had been taken, as we reported our findings to complete for Old Tome's sake. The patrol now continues.
It's a shame we couldn't collect the rest of the books that were supposed to be in the tower. Still, these grimoires are an incredibly valuable find as is. Thanks for all the help. I'll be requesting your services again the next time I need them. Miles, I think you like are... Do you think Miles is the biggest quest giver? If you count the Nielsen one, it's at least 4. 2 book reports before in the previous game, the overdue book stuff. 2 so far this game. Oh look, you got back alley Dr. Glenn comes... If we miss the stuff, look. Not bad, not bad. Thor is pretty high for a singular NPC. Okay, let's continue the sweep. I wasn't expecting that quest to be somewhat so anticlimactic. Only one more day until the trade conference officially opens. Our office has been so hectic preparing for it, you could cut through the tension with a knife. Is Nielsen in? Ah. Nice to finally meet you, Nielsen. The feeling was mutual. I've been quite looking forward to this. The editor-in-chief has told me a few things about you, in fact. Namely, what a bold and outgoing reporter you've become over these past 3 years. Ah, quit it. You're making me blush. Not really anything special yet. I just like what I do, so I do what I like. That's all. Ah, so you say, but taking pride in your work is what matters most in journalism. There's something different about Grace when she's speaking with Mr. Nielsen. I was thinking the same. It's rare to see her like this. You stretch out a little bit. Ah, so you've already done your research on them. I had a feeling that'd be the case. I give you my word, one bite alone will have your taste buds melting. Oh, hey, these are from that place in the Republic that everyone's talking about, right? Sekadu? I've always wanted to try their stuff. Don't mind if I do. Secado, maybe? Sekadu. Do. For the effort Heiyue went to, the one who ended up landing the Orvivash compound was Crimson & Co. That said, we don't have a clue what those guys are about, let alone how deep their connections run. There's no telling what's going to happen with them in the neighborhood. All we can do is wait and see. We're 24 hours from the start of the trade conference, but something just doesn't smell right. Ah well, not like thinking myself ragged is going to fix that. Anyway, I better get my articles on the conference wrapped up. I'm slightly wondering if anything is actually going to happen. Yet. Even on this day. IBC, you may as well check that out before doing the rest of the harbor, because then we'll be done. It's just one more day until the trade conference finally begins. That means higher alert levels citywide. Security personnel like myself are going to be at the top of our game. Imagine you'll have some visitors here too. The Police and Guardian Force have heightened security ahead of the big trade conference. The IBC's security department is committed to providing its full support and cooperation as well. We've already received a detailed briefing from the CPD's security task force on how to proceed during the next few days. It's times like these we need to join our efforts for the good of the state. The IBC security department will do everything it can to support the CPD and CGF both. Maybe it's due to the upcoming trade conference, but I've noticed stock prices rising over the past several days. It's not a buyer's market right now, unfortunately for me. My wallet can't afford the options I was interested in. The current stock market trends make me wish I could buy some to sell down the road. Oh well, better to focus on my trading company rather than trading shares for now. The IBC is going to be hosting President Rocksmith of Calvert tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a busy day for all of us in the security department. Don't tell anyone, but my anxiety's spiking already. Hello, SSS. Welcome to the IBC. If you have business with us, I encourage you to take care of it today, as the bank will be closed tomorrow. Closed? Was there a holiday I forgot about? If I remember correctly, President Rocksmith of Calvert plans on taking a tour of the IBC building tomorrow afternoon. Could that be the reason? Indeed it is, Miss McDowell. You always did keep on top of things. Needless to say, the bank couldn't ask for a more distinguished guest than President Rocksmith. Every business in the building is preparing to greet him as we speak. I'm not surprised. The same must be happening in Michelin with all the dignitaries that'll be staying there. That's a safe bet. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. Thank you for letting us know, Lanfei. The IBC will be closed tomorrow for President Rocksmith's visit. If you have any business with us, I strongly encourage you to take care of it today. So what you're saying is that if I want to exchange a little bit of Sepith for a little bit of money, I should probably do so now. Let's do 138 and 44, just to bring these down to 900s. They're more than Mirage Sepith number. At least tops up my money a little bit. One moment, please. Click, clack, click, clack. I'll look into the details of your contract right away, sir. All right, I'll leave you to it. Can I help you? I would hope you weren't thinking of cutting ahead of me. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm going to have to ask that you wait your turn on that sofa over there. I'm not trying to cut ahead. I just have worked in this position, and the fact that you went, you'll wait patiently, is literally just blew my mind. It literally blew my mind. Oh. A sign is hung on the locked door. Heiyue Trading Limited, Crossbell branch. If you have business with us, please knock. Heiyue Trading. The man who runs this branch is named Sao, right? That's him, Sao Li, otherwise known as Heiyue's sharp and capable white orchid dragon. We feel like paying him a visit. Well, even if we did, there's no guarantee they'll let us inside. Probably not, but I wouldn't mind picking his brain about what happened to the old Ravash building. Yeah, Heiyue definitely had their sights set on it. But in the end, Crimson & Co. brought the deed out from under them. I wonder how they feel about that. I'll admit it was rather regrettable. Hi. Sao. Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, of the Special Support Section. The timing's impeccable, actually. Just so happens that there's a small favor I'd like to ask of you. What? A favor from us? Why don't you step inside so I can prize you on the finer details? Though, of course, I won't force you if you're otherwise preoccupied. Wait, can you just... Our apologies, but this request for your assistance is genuine. I ask that you listen to what Master Sao has to say if you have the time. Enter at your own convenience. We will leave the door unlocked for you. A bit of a patronizing bunch, aren't they? I'm not sure you're one to talk. So what should we do? Doesn't seem to be a trap. Maybe we should play along. Might learn something useful from these chumps. Yeah, maybe. Got our hands full too, so there's no need to do this if we don't want to. But of course we do. I check this door every time we go round on every suite that we've ever done. For the purpose of, is anything going on? No, okay, continue on. For the first time, without bullet holes having taken place, something's going on. This is monumental. When you say the door is sealed shut, do you mean the door is locked, or do you mean it's literally sealed shut? Why is it sealed shut? We know where we're going. Excellent, you're all here. It's my sincerest pleasure to welcome you to the Crossbell branch of Heiyue Trading Limited. I hope we aren't interrupting. Thank you for inviting us in. And salutations to you as well, Mr. Orlando. I've been rather looking forward to your return especially. Yeah, howdy doody. I see you haven't changed a bit. I'll take that as a compliment. But my, who would have guessed that you had ties to the back alley's newest tenants, Crimson & Co. It's left me absolutely stunned. Whatever. I take it you have a fair amount of intel on them then. As a matter of fact, I do. Our two factions aren't without our, shall we say, connections. Though perhaps Mr. Orlando could tell you a few things about that. All I know is that sometime last year, my uncle and his crew picked a fight with you Heiyue guys over in the Eastern Quarter. Sounded like a real bloodbath too. That's right. Detective Dudley did mention something about that. To sum it up, we've had our fair share of romps and rabble-rousing with them in the past. Fortunately, we've since reached an agreement, so there's no bad blood to speak of. Though to this day, some Heiyue elders do still curse the names of the Red Constellation's members. No bad blood, huh? Sounds like both sides have quite a history together. As far as the old Ravash compound is concerned, it truly is a pity to lose it, but what's done is done. We don't expect them to be direct business competitors in Crossbell the way the Mafia was, so you can rest assured that we're not looking to start a fight. Thanks for being so considerate. Not that I entirely believe him. Pardon me for changing the subject, but what exactly is this favor you wanted to ask? We assumed it had something to do with Crimson & Co. Oh yes, that. So, what is taking so long? I don't have all the time in the world. Why, if it isn't Master Zin? Or Shin? Should that be Shin? Not Zin, but Shin? I'm not sure. Is there something troubling you? Of course there is. You've been keeping me waiting for ages now. When is this guide you promised coming to pick me up? I told you I'd be more than happy to show you a... And I told you that you're no good. Don't make me repeat myself. I didn't come all the way to Crossbell to be ferried around the place by one of our own men. But of course, that is why we took the liberty of making alternative arrangements for you today. These fine youths will be your guide. Them? Wait just a minute, Hisao. Is this the favor you wanted to ask? Allow me to formally introduce you. This is Master Zim, the grandson of one of Heiyue's elders, Shin. We would like you to take him on a tour of Crossbell City. I was afraid you'd say that. You're putting in a support request for us to babysit this little squirt? How unorthodox. These are the guides you spoke of. They seem a bit young, don't they? Why did you not send for someone like Heiyue Trading or Dieter Croix? I fear you overestimate how much pull I actually have. That being said, the people standing before you are Crossbell celebrities in their own right. These are the ladies and gentlemen who solved that incident in the spring. Are they now? That would make you the special support section then, wouldn't it? The same ones who crushed the cult? Wait, you've heard about that? But how? Master Shin is the grandson of an elder. It is only natural that he be well informed about current events around the continent. He spent much time studying Crossbell in depth before making his visit. Of course I did. You heard who my grandfather is. The future of Heiyue will be on my shoulders someday. I have to be a cut above commoners such as yourselves, mentally speaking. Rand's got a real mouth on him. Take it easy, Randy. He's just a kid. Very well, if you insist, then I will accept this proposal. I could take this opportunity to ask more about the cult incident. Huh? Is something wrong? This is... Love at first sight! What? Excuse me? Those alluring eyes, that luscious pearl grey hair, and those beautiful, bountiful proportions. I never thought I'd meet the woman of my dreams here of all places. You there, what's your name? Me, it's Ellie. Ellie McDowell. It's nice to meet you, Shin. Ellie, even your name is lovely. Now I understand. This is why Destiny brought me to Crossbell, to meet you. What are you talking about? Great, as if being a cheeky brat wasn't enough. Now he's going to try and play grown-up too. I think Ellie is a new biggest fan. She's acceptable, Sal. I would like this lovely lady to guide me around the city at once. I'm glad to hear it. Well, off you go, everyone. Do be sure to take good care of Master Shin. Oh, hold on just a second. Should the SSS really be playing tour guide for the grandson of a crime syndicate elder? Sure, why not? Bash cults, massive demons. This shouldn't be too weird, right? Alright, we'll accept. So are there any particular places in the city we should go to? I think Master Shin has a few places in mind. He'll let you know. Do be careful on your tour, Master Shin. You enjoy yourself now. Oh, I will. Let's be off, my dearest Ellie. Wait, Shin? You weren't thinking of going off by Ellie by yourself, were you? What's the matter with that? There are far too many of you to travel comfortably. Besides, free is a crowd. I get that, but I doubt anyone would try to target a child, even if he's connected to Heiyue. Still, is it really a good idea to leave them alone? Shin, the trade conference is approaching fast. Crossbell is on the high alert right now, meaning that anything could happen. For the sake of your safety, wouldn't it be smarter to travel with more protection? You may have a point. Very well, 2 of you may come with as bodyguards, but no more. As for the others, let me see. They can watch us from a safe distance away. How does that sound? Well, honestly, it's not too shabby of an idea. It's actually standard practice when it comes to protecting high-profile individuals. Then it's decided. Well, you should be meat shield number 1, Lloyd. Which of us 3 do you want to bring along? Let me think. I mean, I know which 2 I'd prefer to have watching from the sidelines and intercepting things. Would you mind tagging along with us, Noelle? I'd be happy to. This may just be a sightseeing trip, but I won't let my guard down for even a second. Randy and Wazi, you two keep an eye on us from a distance and observe our surroundings. I hear you loud and clear. Let's work for me. Is this arrangement you're liking, Master Shin? I have no objections. And drop the Master. I get enough of that from Heiyue's members already. Sure, you got it, Shin. Good, now let's get going. I'll specify where I'd like you to take me once we're outside. We have started Shin in the city. I'm going in there. How is it sealed shut? How fortunate it is that you graced our doorstep just as I became in need of aid. Do be sure to take good care of Master Shin for us, huh? I wish you safe travels, Master Shin. Okay, let's work for the Oni Mafia in town now, I guess. Ollie likes the ladies? No, I just think I know which two I think would be better as the guards roughing up someone in an alley if they try to get too close. Let me begin by laying out the details of the tour. I'd prefer not to repeat myself, so pay attention. Okay. Do I need to write a list or something? Yeah, sure. Damn brat's just trying to act like a big shot in front of Mademoiselle. True, but he's sort of pulling it off. That lovesick fool really has it bad for her, doesn't he? Excuse me, did you have something you'd like to add? No, it's nothing. We're ready to hear your explanation. Very well, then I'll get straight to the point. As we discussed inside, you will function as my tour guides around the city. However, trying to navigate this place without a goal would only exhaust us. Therefore, I have decided on our eventual endpoint in advance. And where would that be? The roof of Time's department store in the central square. Simply ensure that you take me there last. After that, you will be relieved of your duties. Got it, that's easy enough to remember. So other than that, are we free to choose where we go along the way? No, I'm not about to let you parade me through the duller parts of town. Instead, I ask that you bring me to Central Square via East Street. Is it me, or do you already have most of this mapped out? Please, it's a special trip for me. It's only obvious that I would make preparations beforehand. That said, I don't have any plans beyond what I've already told you. I'd be grateful if you could take us on a few enjoyable detours so I may spend some quality time with Ellie. Now, Shin, don't forget that I'm one of your guides as well. Nonsense, out of the question. You're my guest now, Ellie, which means your only task is to relax and enjoy yourself. Oh boy, maybe lovesick was a bit of an understatement. That aside, I think I get the gist of things now. But you know, what you're asking us for really isn't all that different from a casual stroll through the city. Are you sure you're okay with that, Shin? Yeah, I mean, aren't there any other options you want to check out? What about Ark and Shell or something like that? There's always Mission and Wonderland, though that's outside of city limits, and I think they're closed right now anyway. Who'd you take me for? Of course, I've already been to the most notable places in all of Crossbell. They were enjoyable enough, and I wouldn't mind returning in the future, but that isn't my goal for today. There's so much more I need to see of this place before I leave. I'd rather see Crossbell's true face as its citizens know it, rather than the same old tourist attractions. Crossbell's true face. You put a lot of thought into this. Just imagine how pushy he's going to be once he grows up, the little shit. Do you understand now? Daylight's burning as we speak, so I'd like to get this tour started. Understood. Let's not waste any time then. Okay, we'll go on ahead. Watch our six, you two. No problemo. Have fun out there. You want to know Crossbell truly, then going to the residentials would be better. Okay, you want me to take you on some detours, do you? About this old man. I don't know if it's because of that trade conference, but the streets are a real eyesore with all these police officers clogging them up. Ah, darn it. Amisa told me to quit my complaining. I better knock it off before she gets back. Amisa says complaining is bad for my health. Whether she's right or not, I wouldn't want to make her sad, so I'll try not to run my mouth too much. What counts as a cool detour? You want to go fishing, kiddo? Do you want to look at this? No? You want to go back? Oh, I can go back at any time I want to. They say the same stuff. Yeah. Just dump him back off again. Let's just try going everywhere. I mean, this seems to work. Wonder what counts and what doesn't. The IBC is a fine building, yes. No more or less so than usual. Is this not your first time here, Shin? Well, of course not. Naturally, even Heiyue has an account with the IBC. Just so happens that I recently opened one myself for stock trading purposes. I'm hoping to receive some hefty dividends in the near future. Kind of think of it, weren't you doing something like that while you were a student, Ellie? Well, yes, I did dabble in equities a bit, but only for future reference, really. So you're no stranger to shareholding either, Ellie. I never would have guessed. That reminds me, I recently came across an interesting investment opportunity. Not many people have taken notice of it yet, and its prospects are quite promising. But of course, there are always other options in the market that I could recommend if you like. Other options? Maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that. Poor guy. My apologies, Ellie. Forget I said any of that. I simply got carried away after learning the two of us shared something in common. You don't need to apologize. I just wasn't expecting it, that's all. Oh, Ellie, you truly are a goddess. In any case, the IBC is hardly anything special to me, so there's no need for us to head inside. Let's move on to the next location. Sure thing. Okay. Just one more day, yeah? You're saying the same thing. As I said, there's nothing special to me about the IBC. Now let's head to the next location already. Sure thing. So you don't actually allow us to go around after the fact. I just realized, is that just one giant water cooling pool out front? No, this is where the Crossbell Times is produced. I did hear something about their main office being located in the Harbour District as well. Did you say something? Nothing of importance. If I'm being honest, I don't particularly care for journalists, especially those that snoop around our business. However, I will acknowledge that they have a respectable finance section. It's rather popular among Republican tycoons. What do you even say to that? He continues to be remarkably worldly for a boy his age. More officers on patrol today, yeah. Gotta make sure I don't bump into any of them by accident. Yeah, you just did. The news service probably wouldn't allow us to tour their building now, would they? Let's keep moving. Okay. Is this the way to East Street? Well, no. That's what I thought. I believe I was clear about what route we were taking, or do you just not know your directions? I do. Sorry about that. But I went to the IBC. Oh, whatever. I'm on standby here so that I can rush him in my patrol car if anything happens. Sure, it doesn't measure up to the CGS armored cars, but it's still tough and the glass is bulletproof. It can be even be used as cover if it comes down to it. And I'm not letting my car be used as cover. No, sir. What smells so good? Hey there, little guy. That's the sweet scent of my noodles wafting into your nostrils. Is that so? Impressive for a second-rate food vendor. Randy and, Wazi should take this guy down right now. Bumping into Shin. Did you just call my noodles second-rate? Scram, I won't serve a single-stranded chuggleheads who can't appreciate true flavor. What is this man's problem? Did I say something wrong, Ellie? Oh, Shin. You've got a lot to learn if this is the way you try to make friends. How dare anyone call my noodles second-rate? Scram, I won't serve a single-stranded chuggleheads who can't appreciate flavor, sure. The trade conference begins tomorrow. I've only ever seen those famous world leaders in magazines. I wonder if they'll have a different air about them in person. Some people have new dialogue, other people do not. I'm assuming that dialogue wasn't there before it had Shin after all. Investigating Heiyue's actions is outside the Metro Division's jurisdiction, but we still try to keep an eye out. I doubt they'd be brazen enough to cause trouble in broad daylight, though. He says as I've got Shin with me. Not causing trouble, per se, but... East Street. Okay, what do you want to check out here? I'm guessing Long Nail. So this is East Street. This is the first real chance I've had to take it all in. You must feel quite at home here. Does it remind you of Calvert? In a sense, I suppose. But unfortunately, this is nowhere near as lively as the Eastern Quarter. Speaking of, I'd love the opportunity to show you around the Republic someday, my darling Ellie. By which I mean you're more than welcome to come home with me. Well, that's quite the offer. I'm almost jealous that I've never had someone fawn over me like this. Alright, where do you want to visit? And what is this, an apartment complex? Is there supposed to be something worth seeing inside? Well, not particularly, no. Why bother dragging me here? Surely you have better places to show me. I'm not so crude as to barge into a stranger's dwelling without reason. Oi. Come now, let's keep it moving. Calling me out. Okay, no new dialogue there. Not for you either. I don't know who we're supposed to speak to or not, you know what I mean? Hey there, little guy. You want a pinwheel? See it spins when you blow on it. Pretty fun, eh? Are you talking to me? Those were a mere dozen in the East. Only a toddler would find one entertaining. What? Man, I think it's the first time I've ever seen a kid turn his nose up at my pinwheels. Hey, you say the same thing. You say the same thing. It's good that we've done the suite for this today, do you know what I mean? And it's not split up. It works perfectly for us. Okay, no one there needs dialogue with. Let's continue checking things out. Oh, we could go in here. Wouldn't have an exclamation mark. This is the Crossbell branch of the Bracer Guild. Why are you hiding, Shin? Shut up, it's none of your business. My oh my, what are you doing with that cute little boy there? Don't just stand there blocking the entrance. Come on over. Okay. So who's the rascal? Is he lost? Should we help him track down his parents? No, not quite. Hey, you, receptionist. Is a divine blade of wind here right now? Well, someone has a mouth on him. Sorry, Dumpling, but Alios is out at the moment. Oh, good. Good? What's with the relief? Your speech, behavior, and get-up point to one thing. I get it. You're connected with Heiyue, the grandson of an elder, no less. How do you know that? I didn't, silly. You were the one who just told me. I don't think that makes me a deceiver. Every reach of fabulosity you see in front of you is 100% genuine. Understood. Why is he looking to act like this? What a strange person. Are all people from the Bracer Guild this way? Well, aren't you a rude little scamp? I'm sure you'll make a fine member of the mighty Heiyue, and only get worse with time at that. I have to agree. That aside, why the wariness about Arios? It's not like we hold a grudge against Heiyue or anything. So you say, your people have meddled in the Elder's affairs on countless occasions. The Divine Blade of Wind and the Immovable have been nothing but problems for us. The Immovable? Ah, he means Zin, the Immovable. An A-rank bracer from Calvert, as well as a master of the Taito School of Martial Arts. We don't see him often anymore, but he's helped this branch many times in the past. If I remember correctly, isn't Lin also a Taito practitioner? She sure is. Zin's one of her predecessors in the school, so it goes without saying that he's incredibly strong. That makes sense. There's no shortage of talent when it comes to the bracers. That may be, but the real issue with your guild is the code you stand by. Call it your guiding principles if you want, but that doesn't give you the right to do whatever you please in the name of civilian safety. By the same token, though, our code balances itself out. There are some things even we can't touch due to our non-interference policy. Now, hold the phone, little man. How do you know so much about that at your age? Seriously, I'm impressed, Sim. Flattery will get you nowhere. Anyway, you bracers are... Alright, I think there's enough griping about the guild. You're still just a kid, after all. Speaking of kids, Kia and Shizuka are hanging out upstairs. You should go say hi to them. That's right, it almost slipped my mind that they were here. Why don't we introduce Jin to them? What? Who are we talking about? Okay. So this little boy is the grandson of a Heiyue elder. If he's already got a mouth like this now, I shudder to think of how he'll be when he's older. Yeah. Kid introductions, eh? Oh, you guys are back. How's it going? Are you in the middle of work right now? I guess you could say that, yeah. Why are we speaking to these children? Do you know them? Huh? Who's that? He sounds like a little boy. Who's little? I am Shin, the man slated to bear the burden of Heiyue's future as an elder's grandson. I apologize. Wow, you're so tiny, but you act as grown up as Lloyd and them. You're a lot more of a big shot than your size lets on her. Stop it. Stop calling me small. Trust Kia to call it like she sees it. Oh, let me introduce you, Sim. These two are Kia and Shizuku. I think they're just a bit older than you. And did we mention that Shizuku was Arios' daughter? That's the Divine Blade of Winds. I bet you're a swordsman too, aren't you? Your eyes have been closed this entire time. You must be using that insight technique. Insight? How do you know about insight? No, of course not. Actually, I'm unable to see. My hearing is better than most because of it, but I'm not nearly as amazing as my father. I'm terribly sorry. That was ungentlemanly of me. Please forgive me for my insolence. It's alright. Wow. It seems he can be a good little boy when he wants to. And the fact that, there we go, he made the mistake, he apologized, and the apology was accepted is very grown up of everyone here. Because people make mistakes. You said your name was Jin, right? You're not from around here, huh? How much longer are you going to be in Crossbell? I'll be here for about 2 more days, if you must know. Cool, does that mean you're going to check out the tower unveiling tomorrow? We'll plan to watch it from the roof of times. You can join us if you want. Are you sure? Yeah, why not? Ryu, Anri, and the other kids are coming too. It'll be all sorts of fun. You don't say. Well, if you're going to be that persistent, I've no choice but to take you up on your offer. The unveiling is tomorrow at 11 a.m., correct? Yep, we'll see you there. He looks pretty happy right now. Perhaps he doesn't have many opportunities to play with other children his age. Remember, Shin, the roof of times at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, sure. See you then. You're a very nice boy, Shin. I have no earthly idea what you could possibly mean by that. You're speaking to the man who shoulders the burden of Heiyue's future. I don't really understand your circumstances, but I still think you're a nice boy, Shin. Then she should think again. I'm not the good little child she insists I am. Small, weird little influences like that can change so much, can it? Alright, let's keep on boggling down. What's this? Some sort of bait shop? No, that's the Imperial Fishing Club. Well, either way, it's somewhere for fishing enthusiasts to gather, isn't it? Their ilk exists in Crossbell too, I see. You mean there's clubs like this in Calvert as well? Yes, there are. Incidentally, my grandfather is also obsessed with fishing. I, for one, don't see what all the excitement is about. If you want to catch fish, just use a net. It's clearly the most effective method. He always has something to say, doesn't he? I have no interest in this gathering place for layabouts. Let's move on. About the Jizo. Jizo? It looks exactly like the kind we have in the Eastern Quarter. I bet they're a lot more common there. There are many types, each said to come with their own type of blessing. Some are meant to provide protection, while others heal illnesses. Not that I would ever entertain such childish make-believe. What about leaving? Hey, doesn't this lead outside the city? Yeah, you're right. Let's turn back. What are these adults doing? And what is this place? This home belongs to the chairman of the Crossbell Business Owners Association. He's a good friend of ours, in fact. Is he now? I suppose even Sal and the others would pay their respects to a man in this position. It may be wise for me to greet him. Okay, I need to get this old man to stop doing this, by the way. It's incredibly inappropriate. My, what do we have here? Has he brought yet another adorable child with you today? Please excuse our unannounced intrusion, ma'am. Well, aren't you well-mannered? Don't you worry about that one bit. Would you care for some tea? That's quite all right. I wouldn't want to overstay my welcome. His social etiquette is excellent. I don't even know how to respond. That was surprisingly perfect. Would that every boy your age was this polite? Oh, Roy could really stand to learn from your example. Well, if it isn't Loy in the SSS. I don't believe I recognize the boy in the Eastern attire there, and here I thought I knew everyone from East Street. You're the chairman of the Business Owners Association, correct? I am Shin, the man burdened with carrying the future of Heiyue upon his shoulders. Heiyue, you say? They're that trading company from the Eastern Quarter that recently expanded into Crossbell. Judging by your words, could it be that you're related to their Council of Elders? Indeed I am. My grandfather is one of them. Do you know the Elders, Mr. Moores? Oh no, not personally. I merely engaged in a few small exchanges with them back in my merchant days. But it makes sense that you're so sharp, considering you're an Elder's grandson. Might I ask what your business is with Lloyd and his team? Well, one thing led to another. These citizens were dying to show me the sights of their beloved Crossbell. That being the case, who was I to deny them their simple wish? Is that how it happened? It sounds like there's more to that, but the important thing is you all seem to be getting along well. Jin, was it? It would please me greatly if you were to take a liking to Crossbell, young man. I'm not ashamed to admit that I've been mildly enjoying it. Now, if you'll excuse us. Mildly. I can't say I ever expected the grandson of a Heiyue elder to pay me a visit. It would please me greatly if he were to take an interest in our fair city. And be a good boy.